of Global Ambassador Training. We are so thankful to be able to spend some time with you tonight and to just welcome you to Plexus and our Plexus journey. And, you know, we really do consider this a health and happiness company, and we're very excited to talk to you a little bit about what you can do with Plexus, how we work as a business, and then we have an expert on to take you through some amazing training, because what we find is that our goal is for everyone to be able to get health and happiness. Everyone. How many of you would love to extend health and happiness to the people you love? Like, type that in the chat area. We absolutely positively believe everyone deserves health and happiness. And what we want to do is we just want to equip you with understanding what it is that you are entitled to as an ambassador. And then for those people that are looking forward to, like, hey, I'd like to protect my family, I'd like to put them on the path to health and happiness, we're going to also share some really quick ways for you to do that, and also potentially, you know, earn back some of your enrollment fees through something that we offer. We offer this little game in your first 90 days, and regardless of, you know, whether you want to do a little or a lot, we just like for everyone to know what's available to you, so that at the end of the day, you're not like, gosh, I wish I knew that when I first got in. So sit back, relax, enjoy the call. We are going to ask you to participate because learning takes place actually by doing. And so we've got some expertise on the line here, and we want you to be able to take advantage of that. So let's just start with who we are, and a big fat welcome to every one of you. You know, when people get into Plexus, they get in for a variety of reasons. Some people just want to take a health journey. They just really want to be something more. They want to love the way they feel in their body. How many of you can relate to that? I just want to feel good in my body. As I like to say, you've lost that loving feeling and you want to be able to get that back. Plexus is such a great company for that. And we welcome everyone with open arms to start a journey that absolutely positively can get you back in a place where you literally love waking up in the morning, you love the way you feel, you love the way you look in your clothes, and you just have an overall feeling of health and wellness. It is such an amazing blessing to wake up one day and go, you know what? I feel different and I love the way I feel. There are people that get in and they want to make a little bit of income. They're like, you know what? I want to expose this to my friends and family. I want to protect them. I want to protect their health. And I want them to feel this sense of belonging and hope on a health journey. And there are folks that decide, you know what, I want to be exposed to this as an income potential for me and my family. And the greatest thing about Plexus is that you can choose to do one, you can choose to do all of it, you can jump around to different things. We let you design your Plexus experience. I think it's important, however, to start with your ambassador benefits, because you know, you may have enrolled and the word ambassador may be foreign to you, but what we do is when you enroll, you are considered a Plexus ambassador. And the best thing about that is you get to define what that looks like. However, I would highly recommend that you fully explore all of the opportunities available to you. By now or shortly after your enrollment, you should start to receive what we call welcome emails. And in that welcome email, there's an access to what we call the virtual office, which is where you can track information if you're working this at all. You can actually go in there and get some training. You can go in there and get product information, and you can then keep track of your product orders, order from all that kind of good stuff. Everything can be done from your virtual office. We also want you to know that as an ambassador, you are entitled to ambassador pricing. Everybody say yeehaw. Oh my gosh, you know, when I started Plexus, I just thank you. right? It's like, yeehaw, there is only one thing better than Plexus, and that's Plexus at an ambassador price. Holy cow. I actually got my first text from my husband that was like, we're out of Slim. And I was like, yay, he's totally addicted too. This is fantastic. So when you have a house full of people all using your products, or you have friends and family using your product, you want to be able to order that. And for you as an ambassador, you have access to that at 25% off. And one part of your back office that I do want to draw your attention to is the resource library. So when you get into the back office, there's this gray bar on the left-hand side of your screen. If you have clicked on it, it opens up to a menu, and third option down is Training Center. And in the Training Center, there's something called Resource Library. Yes, totally, EJ. That is the house rule. If you open a new bag of Slim, you have to order a new one. I love it. Absolutely love it. So what I want you to know is that this resource library is available for you. And if you just click around, you can't break anything in there. Just click around. There's a point at the very top that says start here, start now. So everybody type that in. Start here, start now. So if you're wondering, where do I start? The answer is you start right there, and you can start right now. So we want you to know, if all else fails, start here, start now. There's some really great resources in there. They're designed for brand new folks, and that's you guys. We want to make sure that you have an amazing experience, that you feel good about your decision to be a part of Plexus. And honestly and truly, we want you to have a great start to your health and happiness journey. So, I'm sorry, go back one slide. The one thing I do want to draw your attention to, thank you very much, is in the top left-hand corner. When you first get in, everybody look in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Right here, I think you see, do you see my mouse moving around? No. Top left-hand corner, you are going to see something that tells you a couple of different things. The first thing that it tells you is, do you have your subscription on? And the second thing is, how much PV have you earned this month? This is an important part. So if you don't look at anything else on this particular screen, those two pieces of information become really important for you. The subscription on, first of all, huge, huge, huge component, because our products work with consistency and our products work over time. Now, y'all, I used to definitely not be a subscription person until I found Plexus. I cannot live without my Plexus. And I'll tell you, even though you can get it within a few days, you run out, it might be the weekend, like you do not want to interrupt your product usage. So if you turn your subscription on, that is so convenient. You get your pricing, you have your products without even thinking about it. And if you're busy, listen, you're gonna love having your subscription on. So I just want to make sure everybody understands there's a huge, huge benefit to trying the products, using the products, and getting results if there's no interruption to the product usage. And having that subscription on is super convenient. And of course, at any point in time, if you decide like, okay, and I don't know why you would, but if you decided that you want to turn that off, you absolutely could. But turning it on does two things. One, it keeps your subscription, right, Jamie? Especially a busy mom. Girl, I'm a busy mom too, and I totally forget to reorder. As EJ said, if you open the Slim, you got to order the new bottle. You got to order the new bag. If it's on subscription, I don't have that. My family's mad at me sometimes, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so you want to make sure that that's on, because one, it makes sure that your products arrive on time, and two, most of you who have products on subscription will already have a PV amount of $100. And that $100 PV mark is important, especially if you want to be getting compensation, if you want to earn an income with Plexus. This gets you commission qualified. And if you are commission qualified, listen, you guys, not everybody thinks they're going to make money with Plexus. As a matter of fact, most people get in and that is not their goal. but you start sharing, you start getting results, and you happen to share with somebody, if your subscription's on and you have 100 PV, you will actually get paid for it, and you wouldn't want to miss out on that. So that's just the top left-hand corner. It really is your friend. Subscription on, thumbs up, and 100 PV. All right, thank you. I just want to make sure that I knew there was a reason that was important. So let's move on. Okay. So here's what I want you to know. So many people come into Plexus and they really have a single product or a group of product focuses in mind. What we want you to know is that the Plexus journey is based on 4 simple steps that require time. So as you all know, hopefully by now, we really believe in health from the inside out, and that health, in particular gut health, is super important. Super, super important. As a matter of fact, if you just Google how important is gut health, you're going to get an education of a lifetime. And what I think is so important for people to know is that there's a 4-step process, very much like gardening, right? So you have to weed out the things that are causing problems. That's step number 1. We got to weed out all the bad things, right? You got to weed those things out. Once you weed the garden, and weeding, by the way, is not necessarily always just a one-time thing, as much as I would like it to be. You got to go back in, you've got to keep weeding. After you're done weeding, you want to plant the things that you do want to grow. So we want to get rid of the bad microbes, and we want to be feeding and planting good microbes right in your microbiome, which is your gut. So it's weed, and then it's seed. And then you have to feed those seeds, and then you want to protect all the work that you've done. So I tell you this not because you have to remember weed, seed, feed, protect, although that's pretty simple if you ask me. What I want you to know is that you have to give it time. You have to give it time. Nothing happens in a short amount of time, and weeding and seeding is as important as feeding and protecting. This is our product philosophy, and every one of our products are designed to fall into one of these categories. And you can actually get so much great information about our products and our product lines, which fall into 4 core categories, right? Nutrition, weight management and gut health, personal care, and skin care. We are on a huge mission. You are on a mission that's designed to help people from the inside out. So, I highly recommend, one slide back, please, sorry. I highly recommend that you spend time in 2 places. The first place is in the product catalog. If you are inclined, and I would recommend that you should be, you want to just get out the product catalog when it comes and just really dig into the first few pages. Those first 10 or 12 pages really set you up for success in understanding why your health journey is going to take the route it is going to take. It will also help solidify for you a really good mindset moving forward, because how many of you know mindset is such an important part of your journey? You really want to be clear on why I'm doing this, what the product ingredient philosophies are. What do we mean by pure and potent and guaranteed? You know, those things will help build your belief in the product. They will also help you stay on the products consistently so that you get the results you're looking for. So this is right out of the catalog that will come in your success kit. We also want you to be on the lookout for product testimonies. My goodness, y'all, we have some amazing stories. And in your virtual office, there is a place called My Story, and that's available on the left-hand side underneath sharing. This is a whole library of stories. This is a place that you can create stories to share, but it's so exciting to see the results that people are getting, because what one person can do, so can another. Oh my gosh, if Tim can lose weight and maintain that weight loss. And I know him personally, right? You can too. If people can change and transform their health, Sarah's health transformation can easily be other people's health transformations given the time and consistency of the product. So get into those stories, dig in there and share. So being an ambassador is so much more than just simply an income and using products. We have the most supportive community. We invite you to take advantage of our supportive community. We have an ambassador community on Facebook. Your team, your upline, the people that enroll you will have supportive communities where there's so much expertise, love, and kindness and support in those groups. I would say like no other. This is an ability for you to inspire other people. People will become inspired by what you are doing and the steps that you are taking. And in today's world, who doesn't need more inspiration? I'll tell you, people are looking for solutions and they're looking for community. So you can start the journey. You've started the journey. You can choose your rewards. We invite you to listen to this call, embrace your gifts, embrace who you are. Consider being a blessing to other people by living your priorities. If you choose to do some of the income earning activities, that's great. You'll be recognized. You can earn rewards and also earn luxury dream trips. But we really challenge you to sit back, relax, and be a part of the entire experience. This is your ambassador checklist, all the things that you're entitled to: product discounts, enhancing your health, creating a little income, and sharing products. There's also leadership routes if you choose to do that as well. But once again, you can pick the best fit for you. We talked about the Rank Up Roadmap, so we're excited for you to get those emails and to get started. Look for those in your inbox. And then last but not least, we want to talk to you, and the reason that we have a guest speaker on is to talk to you about something that we call Fast Start, which is really just this game that's available in the first 90 days of your ambassador life that is designed to help you create or earn, I should say, you have to earn it, earn some income based on sharing with 3 people in your lives who actually enroll the way you do with a welcome pack, and they want to take a journey with you. Now, I want you to know before I turn this call over to Brooke that this is more than about the income. It is about setting yourself up with an accountability group. It's about really asking people to take a journey with you, potentially people who wouldn't have taken the journey without you. You know, I know, and I have my family on Plexus products, and it's because I love them. Like, in all sincerity, it's not about the money. Not that I get any money from it, but it really honestly and truly is about, like, I want this for you. When we talk about getting people on board with you, it is not about what we want from people. It's really what we want for them. We want them to take a health and happiness journey of their own. So I'm going to turn the call over to Brooke Kleberger. Brooke is a Ruby ambassador. Actually, she's going to correct me here because when I was talking to her just a little while ago, she said, although commissions are not in and it is not official, she actually just ranked up. So, you know, we are so excited to have her on this call. You're going to be able to relate to her. She is an expert at getting people started. And so we just asked her to share her heart, her insights, her passion, and some simple steps to help people earn back their income by sharing with a few people that they know. So Brooke, thank you so much for being here. And then I'm just going to turn this call over to you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And then, of course, we want to hear about your favorite product.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited and really just honored to even be able to be on this call. We had an incredible month last month, and so I did get to rank up to Senior Ruby, which is super exciting also. Yeah, so a little bit about me. I am from a small town in Ohio, Northwest Ohio. And I started using Plexus in August of 2017. I was 36 weeks pregnant with my third baby in a matter of 2.5 years. And so, like, to say that I was exhausted is an understatement, right? So I was tired, and I had actually seen my husband's ex-wife, Lauren, who I think she's on this call. So shout out to Lauren. I had seen her posting about Plexus for a while. And I was just like, probably like most of you, when you started seeing somebody sharing about it, I would just kind of like roll my eyes or scroll past it or whatever. I just didn't really think, I thought it was kind of too good to be true. But when I got to that point in my pregnancy, I was so tired. I was like desperate for anything. So I reached out to her, which is, like I said, my husband's ex-wife and also my stepson's mom. And so, I had to be desperate to make that text or that phone call, right? And so that's how I got started on the products. And I immediately fell in love with them. I noticed a huge difference in my energy, caffeine, sugar, all of those types of things. And so financially, it really didn't make sense for me to be paying for the products at that point. We had just bought a house like a month before that. I was about to go on maternity leave. I was working full time, but I was about to go on maternity leave. So we really just didn't have the extra money. So I was like, okay, I need to share about these products solely just to get my products paid for. And that was my first goal. So I don't know where all of you are at, if that's kind of where you're at. Like, I just want to be able to afford these products, so I want to share them with people, or maybe you just love the products, but you don't really know how to even start sharing them with people. So this is kind of what I want to walk you through tonight, or this afternoon, depending on where you're at. A few simple things that you can do to get started sharing about the products. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, kind of how I got started. So you can do, like I said, just a few simple things per day, honestly, in like 10 to 15 minutes per day. When you're just getting started, it doesn't need to take a whole lot more than that. And if we're honest with ourselves, I think, spend a lot of time or waste a lot of time maybe just mindlessly scrolling anyways. So these are things that you can do while you're already on your phone, you're already on social media, to help you learn how to get your products paid for, help you start sharing this with friends and family. So it's going to be as simple, honestly, as asking a couple questions and then sending them a video. And so that's kind of what I want to share with you. The very first thing that you are going to do is make a post on Facebook. All right. And I promise this is going to be probably the scariest part of your whole Facebook Plexus journey. Okay. Because probably most of you haven't shared about anything on Facebook like this before. You've told yourself a million times you would never sell anything. And now here you are about to make a first post. So I have some different sample wording for you guys that has worked really well for our team with people getting started. Like I said, I promise this will be the scariest part, and that it gets easier from here. So if you haven't even started the products yet, you can still make your first post. You don't have to wait until you notice all of these changes, because you've seen plenty of other people with changes, or the sponsor, the person who you joined underneath, you've seen their changes. You can make it as simple as this. I'm so tired of feeling exhausted all the time, or whatever. Put in the blank, like fill in the blank with how you're tired of feeling. And just say, like, my journey to changing this starts today. Is there anyone else who has similar problems and wants to join me?
Hey, Brooke,
Yes.
let's stop for a second, because I think this is a great exercise. So
Yes.
I'm going to ask you all on the webinar, let's fill in your blank. Let's fill in your blank. So answer the question or finish the statement. I am so tired of feeling, and then type in the answer.
I love that idea.
Let's get some challenge in here.
Mm-hmm.
Tired. Oh, Lolita, the webinar is probably 30 to 40 minutes. Just so you know. Blah all the time. I love that. Exhausted. Fat. I can relate to that. Tired and overweight. Brain fog. Right? Ooh, like I'm crawling through the day.
Wow.
Y'all. Wow. This is good stuff. I'm so tired of falling asleep while driving. Wow. Run down all the time, stressed out, stressed and sad, worried about money, like I'm playing catch up, tummy issues. This is good stuff. Excellent. And I hope as you're watching this, you see a couple of different things. Thank you, Jay. I was like, what's gummy mummy? Gummy mom. What I want you to notice is that there are so many people out there. Did anybody see somebody type something in that you are experiencing? I'm just curious. Did you see anybody type something in that totally is right? Yes. Okay, so this is important. This is important. And I love this formula, Brooke, but I wanted to stop and have people actually do this exercise because I think this is super important. So carry on.
I love that. Thank you for stopping me. That was really cool to see all those people with a lot of similar things. And that's exactly what you're going to find with your Facebook friends, right? When you start sharing that, that's exactly what's going to happen is they're going to say, I can relate to that. So that is kind of where I would recommend starting if maybe you're just getting started on your products and you haven't noticed a ton of the changes yet. And they might
you put photo in here. I don't want to skip that. I want to make sure everybody sees, like you're posting a photo of yourself. It's not just the text. It's the photo of yourself on your social media. Photos really boost your posts, first of all. And secondly, people relate to photos. They stop and look at photos. So post that photo of yourself in addition. I just had to point that out, Brooke, because I think that was a key thing that you had folks doing.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. So a photo of yourself, it can be a selfie. It doesn't even have to be one you took that day. It can be one that you've taken of yourself in the past that you like. It doesn't have to be a pink drink selfie. It doesn't need to say anything about Plexus or just a picture maybe of you and your family or you with your kids. Anything that just makes you relatable and makes you like you're a real person. People come to your Facebook page and they're friends with you on Facebook because they want to see you. So don't just salesy posts or just typing the words. I think the photo adds a whole different dimension.
Outstanding. Just this is a simple post, simple question, simple step. Does anyone have any questions about this step? Because I just want you to see how simple this is. And I want to address give you an opportunity to type in any questions. All right.
Okay. So the next option then is maybe this could also be if you are just getting started, or this could be a post that you could make if you have been using the products for a little bit and you finally feel like you're ready to share about it. You could say something like, and again, with a picture of yourself, if you've been using the products for a while, I love posting this with a side-by-side, an old picture like of your full body or even just your face so you can see the difference. But at least with a picture of yourself, side-by-sides are even better if you have them. I was so tired of feeling X, Y, and Z. I tried ABC in the past and nothing has helped, right? Because most of us have tried several different things before we found Plexus. My friend told me, and you could even include your friend's name if you want to, but my friend told me about these products that helped her with 1, 2, and 3. I was super skeptical, but I was also desperate enough to try anything that might help me. And I also knew that I could get my money back if it didn't work. And I was pretty much banking on that. I've been taking these products for a blank amount of time now. And to be honest, I feel blank. Okay. So it's simple. You're just focusing on how you feel, how you were feeling and the difference in your feeling, how you're feeling now. It doesn't have to be a post that says, Plexus this, Plexus that, Plexus, Plexus, Plexus. Okay. We don't have to throw that word in there because this is going to be enough to grab people's attention. And when you start throwing in like the names all the time, then sometimes it just turns people off. And we know that you have a good story to tell. And we don't want to turn people off before they even find out like why it is you're sharing what you're sharing. They're going to scroll on by and say, oh, cool, another friend is selling something, So it creates that curiosity. Yeah, like Lauren said, and it just kind of tells them how you're feeling and what changes you have noticed. So focus on how you feel, and you're going to find that this is a theme throughout everything that I'm sharing is just focusing on how you're feeling. It helps you to connect with people on an emotional level. And honestly, like as humans, that's what we need and that's what we want. And so people can really relate to that. So that's another example of how to share those. Here's another example. Again, post it with a photo of yourself. Let me be real with you guys. Exhausted, cranky, moody, irritable, eating sweets constantly, living on caffeine. You can change those to be whatever it's been for you, the things or the struggles that you've had, okay? Just so uncomfortable all the time. I was experiencing all of these things. And by leading with the problems, you're going to catch people's attention because they're going to be able to, they're going to say, read that and say, oh, I can relate to that and that and that, right? They don't have to read your whole post to get to what it is that you were struggling with. You're throwing it all out there to begin with. I was experiencing all of these things. I had just come to accept them as my reality. And I had noticed my friend posting about relief she found from some of these same things. Honestly, I thought it was too good to be true, so I just ignored it. Hashtag sorry, Brooke, or sorry, whoever it is your sponsor is maybe, just to add a little humor in there. But finally, I got desperate and I tried it. Holy wow, why did I not do this sooner? I haven't had caffeine in X amount of time. I've lost these inches or pounds. I have energy to do blank things. I sleep like my husband. Even my spouse noticed these changes in me, or my significant other, or whoever. I feel like a whole new person. I'm sharing with you because I'm sure that some of you can relate, and I just want you to know that there is hope, right? We don't have to have a call to action at the end of every single one of our posts. We don't have to say, who wants to join me? Who needs this information? Honestly, just putting a post up like that creates enough curiosity. People are going to want to know what you're doing because they can relate to these things.
Brooke, I think that is so meaningful because sometimes if you just look in your own Facebook streams and you see how people are selling their products, if there's a part of what they're doing that you're like, ugh, I'm not sure I love that, that is just your authenticity, alarm going off and just saying like, that doesn't feel authentic to me. And the one thing I want to let everyone know is that it is so important that you not oversell. Like I love the dripping component. Like, hey, every post doesn't have to be a like, call me, text me, this could be free. It's like, tell your stories, create relationships. I love that, Brooke.
Yes, and that is exactly it. And I think like in the beginning too, I was totally like super salesy. And I think it's just like, that's what you see people doing. And so that's what you feel like you have to do. But honestly, this way of sharing feels so much more natural to me. It doesn't feel salesy. It's genuine and it's vulnerable. And it just feels, it comes a lot more naturally than if you're trying to be all salesy. And like you said, you're kind of like, ew, I don't like how that sounds. So then after you've shared, then you kind of need to figure out like, what are your goals? What's the purpose of sharing about Plexus? Are you just wanting to get your products paid for like me? Are you really interested in the business side of it? Maybe you want to make a little bit of extra money on top of that. You want a little side hustle. Are you just really like, you want to know how to sign somebody up when they want to buy because you've talked to a few people? So tell us in the chat so we can best help you. That way we kind of know what are your goals with sharing.
Yes, chat away. What is it that you would like to do? What are your goals? And if you don't have Facebook, you text message people, call people. You can do this on Instagram. You can get people together on a Zoom call. So we would love to know what your goals are. Want to get my products paid for. Awesome. Side hustle and get my products paid for. All of the above, right? Feel better, right? Contribute to my family. I like this. This is great. Great. All right, Brooke. Looks good.
All right. I love those. That really it just means a lot to see people saying, why they're doing what they're doing. And we're going to get to that in a second too. So once you have all of this interest and you've got all these people messaging you or they're commenting on your posts and they're like, what are you doing? What are you taking? What are you using? You're going to want to respond individually to them. And not because we're like super secret, but because it's going to be different for every person. You can't just give like a generic response on your Facebook, because you're going to have to help customize something for each person. And that's going to be different for everybody. So here's an example of a message that you could send to them. Hey, Sarah, I decided to share about my health journey because it's been so life-changing for me and my family, or whatever your reason is that you decided to share about it. I see you commented on my post wanting more information about what I've been using. And this, I think, is where people go wrong. This is where they will start, like, they'll copy and paste or maybe send like 3 paragraphs about Plexus. Well, Plexus does da 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 da, and they go into all of this information. But honestly, that's not what they're really asking, and that's not what these potential people want. So you just want to ask, what is it that caught your attention? Because that opens the door for them to tell you what it is that's like they're struggling with, what it is that they want to change with their health, or maybe their finances, or what it is about your post that caught their attention. They really don't care, to be honest. I don't think most people care. The 3 paragraphs we could send them all about Plexus. What they really want to know is what it can do for them, right? And that's what I would want to know. Okay, what can these products do for me? So we have to figure out what their need is. People don't really care about all of the different ingredients. You might have a few people who really want to know that stuff, but mainly these people you want to just figure out what it is that caught their attention so that you can help recommend some different products that are going to help them with what they're struggling with.
And I love this, Brooke. I'd love it if I didn't say it. Y'all, this is so simple, because what you're being trained to do is just respond in a normal and authentic way, right? So,
yes.
It's like, just because you join Plexus doesn't mean you have to get all crazy and weird. It's like, just respond in a normal way. So if someone says, yeah, what are you doing? Or, yeah, I'm interested, right? It makes total sense that you would just say, listen, I decided to share this because it's been life-changing for me and my family. So you're sharing your heart, right?
Exactly.
I see that you commented. What is it that I can tell you? What caught your attention?
Yes, exactly. And I've heard in the past so many people say, well, I need to study the products first before I can share. And you're going to find with this system, like, you don't need to know all about the products before you start sharing, because it's so simple. You let other things do that talking for you with the videos we're going to get to. And so you don't have to know, you don't have to be an expert on it. You don't want to be an expert on it. That's why corporate has created those resources for us. So when they respond, you're just going to share how you can relate to their story. Girl, I was there. I remember being so exhausted. You just relate to that, how you would normally respond if you were having a conversation with somebody. You remember feeling the same way, and then just say, hey, if I sent you a short video that explained a little bit more about the products, would you take 3 minutes to watch it? And you can end it with something like, I think you just might love this stuff as much as I do. And the videos are all in your virtual office, in your resource library. So I would recommend you going through there and watching them yourself first. I really like to share the product video, but there's lots of other really good videos back there, you guys. So you don't have to do all the talking. You let the video do the talking for you. And at that point, you've already done 2 out of the 3 steps that need to happen in order to share about Plexus with people. So it's so easy. You don't have to know everything about everything. You already did 2 out of 3 steps. So moving on a little bit, these are some tips that I really think when you first get started, it's easy to kind of just like hide behind graphics on Facebook, maybe pictures of the products, or something you found on Pinterest. And while I think there's a time and a place for those, people want to see you. Like I said before, they come to your Facebook page and they're friends with you because they want to see your face. So here are just some really simple do's and don'ts for when you're getting started, or if you've been sharing for a while. Share from your heart. Again, we're connecting on an emotional level. We're being vulnerable with people. When you are vulnerable with them, it opens the door for them to be more vulnerable with you, for them to feel comfortable talking to you about what it is they're struggling with and what they're going through. That allows you to really create that relationship with them, and for them to be able to trust you to even recommend products for them. You want to get a little uncomfortable. You don't want to stay in your comfort zone. I don't want you to do anything that makes you feel like it's like violating your morals or your ethics, but you want to get out of your comfort zone. But most importantly, be you. Don't try to be somebody else. You don't have to try to be somebody else that you saw sharing about something on social media. Just be yourself. Post pictures of your life, yourself, your family, your kids, your pets, things that pertain to you, and tell your story. And then posting about 1 to 2 times a day. The things you absolutely don't want to do is you don't just want to click like the share button when you've seen somebody else have a really good post and just click share and then be done, and that shares to your page. That's not personable. That's not really relatable. And honestly, it messes with the algorithms, and you don't really get as much attention when you do stuff like that. You don't want to post more than 3 times a day, because then you're competing with yourself for attention on Facebook. You don't want to just post about Plexus. And I tell people to go in and stalk their own page. Go back through your page and make sure that you have a good mix of personal posts, motivational posts, Plexus posts. It shouldn't just be Plexus, 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 because people are going to tune you out. Don't overthink it. I think in the beginning, a lot of times people spend a lot of time like, I need to make the perfect post. Don't overthink it. Just be yourself. Don't only post pictures of products that you found online. That's like the biggest no-no. I know for myself, if I see that, even if it's a Plexus one, my just natural instinct is just to like keep scrolling, you guys. And I'm sure you guys can probably all relate to that too. So after you did all of that, the next thing that you want to do, maybe the following day, you're going to make another post and just say like, be genuine. Wow, I'm so overwhelmed by all of the response from my post the other day. Thank you all for all of the encouragement, the love, the support. I'm really, really excited to have some of you interested in doing this with me. Feeling better is a lot more fun to do with friends. So are we on the same? I think we might be off a little bit. Oh, no, we're on the right one. Okay, sorry. So that's going to be your next post. And again, post it with a selfie, post it with a picture of yourself or with your family or your kids. And as you're doing that, I want you to really think deep about your why. Like, why do you want to take these products in the first place? Why do you want to get healthy? Why do you want to lose weight or have more energy? Why do you want to get your products paid for? You really need to dig deep. Like, your why shouldn't just be because I want to feel better, but what would feeling better mean for you? Like for me, I needed more energy so I could be a present mom and a present wife. So I had the energy to enjoy my kids and not just lay on the couch all day. So why is it important to get your products paid for? Because financially you can't afford to be on them, and you need to do that because you love how you feel and you want to maintain that. So you need to write that down somewhere and remind yourself of that. And keep that in mind as you're going. Your why should be bigger than any no that you're going to hear. One other helpful tool that you'll find in your virtual office that I really like to have people print out, it's called the leads you didn't know that you have. And you can start to fill this out with maybe 5 to 10 of your most supportive friends. You don't have to fill it all out right away, but as you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, you're going to see things that kind of jog you to think about this. And so you're going to fill it in as you go with different people, supportive friends and family, maybe people who you've seen post about how they want to lose weight or get in shape, or you know that they've said that because they've talked about it before. So you just want to print it out and keep it somewhere handy and fill it in as you go. And it'll help kind of make you think about the different categories of people who can benefit from Plexus. So when we talk about following up, then like you've made your post and you've sent that message to somebody, and maybe you've sent them the video, you want to know, like, how do I follow up with them from there? And honestly, the follow-up time frame might be different for every person. You're going to be able to tell when you're talking to them kind of the urgency that they have. If you can sense that urgency, you might follow up every other day or so. But if they're not responding back to you, it's because the urgency isn't there. We need to figure out what their urgency is with it. So I like sending a message kind of like that's like, hey, I know you really want to start feeling better so that you can play with your kids again, or whatever it was that they told you to begin with. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most important to you, how important would you say that is to you? If they rate that at anything less than a 5, then they're probably not ready for the products, and that's okay. So you might follow up every week or every few weeks. You, at that point, you just want to focus on building a relationship with them. No talking about Plexus. Unless they bring it up again, we don't have to keep going back to them. Hey, are you ready to start Plexus? Are you ready to do Plexus? I love Plexus. You can just genuinely interact on their posts, comment on their things. Just genuinely build that relationship with them. Don't force it, but be genuine about it. The other thing that I really want you guys to know is, like, don't be more desperate than them, right? We don't want to come across as super desperate for more people to join our teams or to buy these products, okay? So that's why we need to kind of gauge their sense of urgency so that we know what direction to take it from there. So maybe you've sent the video and you haven't communicated with them yet about it. So I like sending this type of a message, like, hey, Sarah, did you get a chance to watch the video? You can even do this through a voice message too, but was there anything that stood out to you about it? And I like saying that because if you just say, what did you think? They're going to say, it was good. And then you're going to be like, I don't know where to go from here. So asking them, what was there anything about it that stood out to you? And that will help keep the conversation going a little bit more. So maybe you've communicated about the video, but then you don't know where to take the conversation next. Get vulnerable with them. This is going to be maybe a little bit uncomfortable for you, but get vulnerable with them and relate to them. Like, I remember being in your exact shoes. I was so miserable. I was exhausted. I was cranky. I didn't even like being around myself. I felt like this stuff couldn't actually work like they said it could. So I told myself that so I wouldn't even have to try it. And I also felt super guilty about the thought of spending any money on myself. I swore that if this stuff really worked, I would tell people because I was so skeptical and I really didn't think that it would work. That's why I want to share it with you, though, because I now know that it does work and I want others to feel better too. And then you can say, I found this testimony and it reminded me of what you were telling me about your story. So you go to Facebook and you search for Plexus energy or whatever it is that they told you that they're struggling with. You find a really good testimony and you share it with them. When you're vulnerable with them, it opens the door for them to be vulnerable with you, for them to trust you, for you to build that relationship with them. And so just get real with them at that point. If you really don't know what to say next, screenshot it and send it to your sponsor and let them help you figure out where to take the conversation from there. So just to recap, it honestly is really this simple. You make your social media post. You respond to everybody individually, okay? Don't just copy and paste the same message to everybody, but make it personal. Make sure you switch out the names for the person you're sending it to. And you start by reaching out to maybe your supportive friends and family, talking to them about it. I know somebody said they don't have Facebook. I'm sure you still have family and friends that you can message about it. Send them the video or send them a testimony. You don't do all the talking. We don't want to do all the talking. We want to let them talk, let them open up, and then let the videos and the testimonies speak for themselves, you guys, because they will. And then follow up with them. And if follow-up doesn't mean you have to ask about Plexus, following up just means you're continuing to build that relationship with them, get to know them more, and when they're ready, that will open the door for you to talk about Plexus. So those are the steps. I don't know. Do you guys have questions or?
I loved it. I loved it. Did y'all? Hey, we have to ask the question. Was this helpful? Type in the chat area. Like, does this help you get somewhere? Do you feel like you can do something today? Absolutely, positively would love to know if this is helpful. I'd also love to know what you took away. Like, what one thing are you going to implement as a result? What are you going to get off of this webinar and actually do? Simple messages, absolutely. All right. Hey, could you please take a second and answer the wrap-up poll? We do want to get your feedback. I want to also let you all know that we are going to do these calls on Mondays at 4 o'clock this month for 4 weeks so that you can hear from different folks. We have some calls lined up with people that are more social media, some people that are less social media. I know there were some questions about that. I would love for you to be able to ask Brooke your question, because can you agree that she has some expertise here? Go ahead and write your question if you have a question. We do have time. Bonnie, you can type in the chat area. Right now you're typing in the Q&A, but if you want to type there, I can read your question. Absolutely, positively. This was awesome.
Thank you.
I love the sense of authenticity. I love this sense of not feeling like, you need to be salesy. I think most people can relate to that. So that's just outstanding.
Thank you. Honestly, it's just so much more natural that way. And I'm a social worker by that's my career. And so I think that that's kind of where this comes from too, is just being able to talk to people and relate to people in that way.
Excellent. Okay. So we've got, let's see, will this be posted to Facebook? Yeah, we will share the video to Facebook. We will also share the slides. Let's see. Oh, where'd it go? What is it you want if you weren't making income? Oh, where did it go? The questions are just coming in here. Oh, what would you post about the business if you weren't making the income yet? Do you have a suggestion for that?
I would maybe post about somebody that you know personally who is with the business, finding a good testimony from somebody else, or just focusing on maybe even the few simple things that it has done for you. Maybe it paid $45 for your internet bill for the month, or whatever. You can post about simple things like that, or even just it's so nice to go out to dinner and not have to worry. Plexus paid for my dinner tonight with that extra income. Maybe it was only $20, but it was still something. And then again, posting about people that that have had maybe more success with the business, or things that they've done or earned. You can always share about that and maybe ask them and tag them in it too, so that your followers know that this is a real person.
Yeah. And you also said it at the beginning, Brooke, posting about taking a journey is as impactful, if not more, than actually having already gone on the journey. So for people that are thinking that this is something we're going to do to change our family's income, it's okay to say that. It's okay to say, hey, I want to invite anyone who, like me, is looking to create some extra income on an income journey. I found this company. I'm just getting started. We could learn together. Let me know what your thoughts are, or reach out to me. You could do that. You could take any one of these posts and really turn them into an income post, knowing that authenticity is what people are looking for. They're not looking for you to know everything. They're really not even looking for you to have proven that you can make a gazillion bucks, right? What they want to know is that you can authentically point them in the right direction. So
yes,
I love that. I will be posting this to the Facebook group. It takes about an hour for the video to render. So I will post it there when it is done, as well as the slides, so you can copy and paste those. So let's see, what else do we have here? Will we be posting this on YouTube? No, we won't be posting it on YouTube, but we will post it on Facebook. So I have a friend who sells a similar product that she wanted me to get involved in. So posting would probably cause a problem. That is a decision that you have to make, my friend. You might choose to connect with people via Messenger. You might choose to connect with people live instead. There are ways to post and create groups in Facebook. So you can create groups in your status so that it's like everybody except for, Diana and our mutual friends. So you could actually still do this, but create your own group so that when you post in your status, it only goes to certain people. So you could do that too. Where do I find the page about your friends and the leads you didn't know you had list. That is in the back office. Remember that gray bar on the left-hand side, the virtual office? In that virtual office on the left-hand side, it says resource library. And in the resource library, our system is broken out there. It says start here, start now. And then it says send, share, invite. And I believe that list is in start here, start now. Okay. All righty. Yeah, there's that option. Okay. Well, Brooke, I definitely appreciate it. And based on all of the responses we're getting, we had really great responses to your content. So we're so appreciative that you took the time to, I know I was talking to you and you're like, I'm cooking dinner. So
Yeah.
just like the rest of us, you have families and you're doing the same things that we're all doing. And if you can do it, we can do it. And you have certainly put us all on the right track. So thank you so very much. And if y'all want to join us in the ambassador community, the Plexus ambassador community, I'm going to go over there and I'll start a thread. I'll put these slides in there. We'll start a thread. And if you have additional questions, let's help each other out there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, it will also be emailed, tomorrow to anyone who enrolled in the webinar. Thank you so much, Brooke. And I know it's just a matter of time before we see you promoting to your next level. I don't think it'll be long, I assure you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your time. And thank you for being a part of Plexus. We're so excited to have you here on your health and happiness journey. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.